Hi, this is your girl, Tiffany S. Carter, and I am here for another Tiffany Talks because guess what? I miss you guys, and I'm just so excited tonight to be representing Black Wall Street, which is coming to Atlanta, June 4th. June 4th, it is going to be a business expo that is coming to Atlanta. This is a video that you want to share. And go ahead and subscribe to this channel because you know this is Tiffany Talk where real conversations are happening and you're absolutely a part of the conversation. Tonight, I have on the platform some very powerful leaders in our community. They're not just entrepreneurs, because one thing I want people to know, if you're going into entrepreneurship, you're going into leadership. And these young people, because they are young people, to a few adults, but we have one teenager, and I think she's an adult too, but she's a young adult. But tonight, I have on the platform Jasmine Young, who's the founder of financial literacy, and she's a CPA. So she's a public accountant. She could tell you a lot about financial literacy, and I know she is so excited to tell you so much more. I have on my platform Chef Shy. She has done phenomenal things. I'm telling you, she could tell you how to eat healthy. Some things I don't even want to tell her, like, oh no, if she knows how to eat healthy, she's showing us not only how she's eating healthy, but she's showing us with cookbooks. She has a health drink, and I'm going to let her tell you all about it. I am not going to take away. Then we have on the platform Dr. Java Madison. He is in pastoral leadership. He's also a philanthropist. He could tell you about real estate, so many things. But without further ado, and thank you to our sponsors like CK Management, we have the Cleaning Advantage, Diversified Marketing, and so many more, and other sponsors. And you also can promote here on Tiffany Talks. But without further ado, let me see. Let me start from the youngest to the, I don't know. Let's see. Well, first, let me bring Jasmine Young because I want the founder to just tell us what's going on here. Hi, Jasmine.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. And so, can you just tell us a little bit, what's happening? What's happening? Tell us, give us all the tea. I didn't want to take away your thunder and your fire, but I want to know, how did you get here to Black Wall Street in Atlanta? Like, how did you get here?
Okay, so as you mentioned earlier, yes, I am a certified public accountant. Started my own CPA firm 8 years ago, with a passion for financial literacy since I was in high school. To be honest, I'm OCD. I counted everything, and I used my passion to make a difference in my community, which is the reason why I started the Financial Literacy Institute, which hosts the Black Wall Street Business Expo. This year is actually our second year. So the reason we actually started the Black Wall Street Black Business Expo was as a result of the murder of George Floyd. Back when, we were quarantined, everybody was at home. We saw this Black man being murdered by the police. And everybody saw it. It wasn't just us. Everybody was at home. Everybody was watching the news. And Black people were fed up. We've marched. We voted. I saw a lot of people asking, what else can we do? What more can we do? A lot of people lost faith in voting, and marching and protesting. And I noticed something. I noticed that the big businesses, started to take a stand and say whose side they were on, whether it was Black Lives Matter or Back the Blue for those that were supporting the police.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that for those that said they supported the police, well, Black people said, well, if you support them, we don't support you. We're not going to support you anymore. And some companies actually changed their stance because of us saying, you know what? You don't support us, we don't support you. So they decided, oh, no, Black lives do matter. I'm sorry, let me recant that. And it was that moment that I realized that our answer to social change that we need and social justice is financial literacy and financial freedom, putting our money back into our own community, and making those who don't respect us and don't play by our rules play by our rules if they want our money. So that is where the Black Wall Street Business Expo came from.
Okay, Miss Jasmine, yeah, she was ready to get that answer, honey, and I love that answer. I'm aligned with that answer, but
yes,
we're going to come back to you in 1 minute. So, let's see. I'm adding, hi, Shy, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine, please tell us, because let me let y'all know, and I just want to, I want to make this history that she's the first, probably youngest person on my platform, and I am elated because she deserves it. So go on, tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much. And it's nice meeting you, Miss Jasmine, too. Hi, I am Sharla Chef. I am a teen vegan chef, beverage creator, and author, and I plan on changing the world one meal at a time.
I love that, Shyla. Yes, and you are definitely changing. We're going to come back to you in 1 minute. Let me get Mr. Java, Dr. Java on. Hi, Dr. Java Madison.
Hello. Hey, good evening. How you doing, Tiff?
Fine. How are you doing? Can you please tell us and introduce yourself, where you're from, and
Well, listen, I'm excited to say that I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I actually just left Atlanta. Currently, I reside in Orlando, Florida, where I am in ministry here. And I've been serving in Orlando for about 2.5 years. I've been in ministry for about 20 years now. And I just find a joy in leading young people to discover their identity, to discover their passion and purpose. And quite frankly, one of the ways that I believe you lead young people is through economic education, teaching them how to be entrepreneurs, because they are then able to discover their gifts and put their talents to use. And whenever anyone sees that they're good at something, there's a high chance that they'll keep doing it. So
that's true. So, that's awesome. Thank you for gracing the stage. Thank each of you for coming on here to have this conversation as we go over a couple of things as we're talking about, the new, like she said, Jasmine Young, she says she's the founder of the event that let me verify that the event that hosts the Business Expo, which I think is so phenomenal because not sure where you're from, but I'm from the city of Atlanta, and I'm proud to return soon. But I know for a fact, African American entrepreneurship grows in Atlanta. Nobody can tell me it doesn't. It's the first capital, and I just wanted to say this, and I wanted you guys to piggyback before I asked you some questions because I was thinking about some things. I'm in a city. I can't say exactly what, but I read it said it's the number one city to live in. And I'm like, for who?
wow. That's a good question.
It's a lot of people that look like me were reposting this, and I had more racist things happen to me over 8 years that has ever happened to me in my life. And I'm like, when we put these things of cities are great to live in, when Atlanta is showing that it's like the capital, what are we talking about? Is it great? Then it asks me the question, is it great for us? That's the question. It's not no matter if it's number 1 or number 3 or number 4. Is it okay for brown skin? So with that, let me ask Shy, what made you want to just change the world? Because that's something that I know that comes into you like that. That's a question that's from childhood, because I just recognized that was a question from childhood since I was 30. So what made you say you wanted to change the world?
Okay, what made me want to change the world? It wasn't always like this at all. Uh, when I was younger, it all started out where I didn't feel loved. My mom and dad tried everything to make me feel loved, and I didn't seem to fit in when I was younger, hence the fact that I am also the middle child in my family. So it was very hard for me to fit in. And my mom and dad, like I said, tried everything to make me feel loved. So when I found my love and passion for healthy eating and thinking, that's when I saw my parents supporting me and I felt loved. From there, I haven't stopped cooking since. After I started to learn how to cook, I started to really expand, even if it was on the video series and doing different workshops and going to different schools and events, teaching them how to eat right, whether that's cooking demos too. And I just started to grow from there, and I wanted to turn it into a business. And it has turned into a business, which I am very excited about.
And so that is phenomenal, because one thing I know is passion drives you. And I'm so like, and that's my next question for you, because parents who let you become who you need to become in life versus your passion, that's a special parent. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And for them, because imagine how many children, if their parents said, I see that great thing, not the sports, but something else, something else, that special thing that makes you different. And I just want to say this from you, that different pays. Being different pays. Like,
yes.
Being different pays. So commend you for even figuring that out, because how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I'm 17.
So for at 17 to know that difference pays, like, I knew I was different, but I didn't know it pays. Like, you actually know it pays, So that's commendable. And for Miss Jasmine, because you was about to go into this whole, like, I have so many questions for all of you, but let me just go back to this, because you was covering a lot with that introduction, honey. I didn't know who taught you how to introduce yourself like that, but you covered a lot to say, I'm not here to play with you. I'm here to make change. And you know what? You came to the right place for that. That's all I have to say. But let me ask you, what are you guys' thoughts on the economic state of Black America? And I'm able, I know each one of you, because Shy just told me she makes money, so she know what economics is. Like, so what are your thoughts on it? Anybody can answer, but definitely, Jasmine and Java. And if Shy, if you want to give a look, I'm here for it. I'm open. But what are your thoughts on the economic state of Black America, Jasmine?
I'm gonna try to say this as nice as I can. We are not where we need to be. The wealth gap is still huge. There's still disparities between how much Black people are paid compared to our white counterparts, with us being educated, just as educated as them, just as experienced as them, to our Black men receiving 60 cents of the dollar that they're receiving. We're still behind. And it's not because we aren't educated. It's not because we can't do the job. It's because of the inherent racism that is built into the system that we have to exist in. So there's still a lot of work to do. I won't take up the whole conversation, but that's just my blanket answer. We still have a lot of work to do.
Oh, absolutely. And I definitely, it's so much work that it makes you sometimes get confused when people celebrating. It's like, what are we celebrating? I mean, it's only 11 people just died and for no reason. Like, what are we celebrating? And that's the question. Come on, I know I hear it in your Dr. Job. I heard you talking. You said, I got this question too. Like,
listen, I could not have succinctly said it better than Jasmine. We're not where we need to be. And that's on all fronts. There are so many levels to understanding economics. And can I be honest with you? I don't know all of them.
I agree. I echo that same sentiment.
That I may be winning in one area and so blind in another area. Not understanding how one area of economic empowerment is a springboard for another economic area. Understanding how there is a system to create generational wealth. And guess what? We've been excluded
from that system.
from that system. I mean, that's the facts. We've been boxed out, locked out, stumped out, beat out, kicked out, shot out, jailed out. I mean, how many outs,
Exactly.
But guess what? Guess what, Jasmine? We ain't struck out. I felt like help right there. I feel like preaching. We ain't struck out. We're still up next. We still are at bat. And that's the goodness and grace of God. And so we're not where we need to be, in understanding our credit, and understanding the importance of monitoring your credit. Mm-hmm. If not on a daily, a weekly, and monthly basis, you need to know where that thing is at, because it can move left on you. So we're not there, but we're getting there. And I think forums like this is going to help push the needle. When you think about, Black businesses, the mindset to support Black businesses, we're not there. We rather go support somebody else, pay somebody else our monies, our dollars, because mentally we feel like their water tastes better than ours.
And they come from the same well.
Coming from the same well, I could talk about Black business. I could talk about, our credit score, but let's just talk about home ownership. The reality is, and I'm gonna stop right here because I will talk the whole time. The reality is, how many African American families, household heads, whether that's a woman or a man, actually believes that they can own a home? Let's just start right there. Do you believe home ownership is possible for you? Because 9 times out of 10, you don't own one because you don't believe you can.
That's true.
Just let that marinate. Yeah. And I can say that because that was me 16, 17 years ago. I didn't know I was qualified, and I wasn't going to even try, except the Lord intervened. And I realized that I could qualify. And so just a simple mind shift in just shooting your shot. Just go to the bank. Learn to go to the bank and make the application, for something as simple as a home loan. So I'll digress right there. I don't know if you have any other questions.
Yeah, so definitely I do want to dig, because we are going somewhere, but I definitely, because one thing, we're going to get this into a whole nother, situation, but I want to ask too, in us saying all of those things, the reality of it, and Sha might be able to back me up a little bit. The kids these days, or young people, they have access to make more money. But then it's another problem that's happening. My daughter can make more money on social media than I can. And that's when I start asking her questions. But then it was an aha button went off. She didn't have financial literacy. So everything that she would make, she would spend. So she still needed me. But the thing that I'm saying is that it's things we can learn, because they are making more money. Like when my daughter told me she just found a job, she has a business, and she said they gave me a $3 raise. Do you remember how long it used to take to get a $3? Or because she wants to know how it is just to work for somebody. But the point is, I wanted Shy. What is it that you think that you do see young kids becoming millionaires, like on social media? But I also see the depression comes behind that, the suicide, all this thing. What is the thing that you think that they're missing with that? Something that you have that you see other kids don't have?
Especially with social media in this generation too. It is, I wouldn't say it's the easiest, but it's easier to make money when it comes to young people in the generation in social media, because social media is a huge thing. Almost everybody is on it. So especially like the platform, even TikTok, you can make millions of dollars off of it. So while it's great seeing all of this money coming from social media, because that's where young people mostly spend their time, then when they make their money, they don't know what to do with it. And I think that's what causes, most of the problems that you were talking about, is they don't know what to do with it after they get it. So the excitement that comes when they're doing it and the consistency and, everybody seeing it is great. But I think financial literature is definitely something that needs to be involved, and it's something that young people need to know, especially before going into social media seriously, is what I would say. Because of course it's very fun too, but that's what I would definitely say too. And because I know a lot of young people are starting entrepreneurship from there too. It's a great way to start too, but I would definitely say for the young people, even watching this, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I used to overthink a lot. I still kind of do now, but I am working on myself too. I want to make sure that I am practicing what I'm teaching. So I'm not just over here saying, oh, don't overthink, and I'm, overthinking. And I also want to say to the young people, make sure it's something you're passionate about. If you are an entrepreneur and you are in control and you're a CEO of a business that you don't feel passionate about, it's absolutely useless. It's basically a hobby. So I would definitely say find something that you would love to do so you can love doing it and you can make money doing it. So it's both, it's fun too. Young people love fun. So those are the main things I would say. And one more thing that of course I needed to get through my mind too was, please don't be scared to ask for help. Don't be scared to get help when it comes to entrepreneurship. Just because you are an entrepreneur doesn't mean you have to go through it alone. It just means you are in control of your business. You are the CEO of your own business. Okay, so I would definitely say get like mentors and teachings. Like mentors and teaching isn't a sin. You're still going to become an amazing entrepreneur. But that's what I would definitely say, because my mentors and people that have taught me and the courses have been absolutely lovely, and they've made me into the person I am.
Hold on. What did you just say? You said courses. The courses. Like you have to read and you have to keep reading, right? And you have to keep taking courses to feed that passion, right?
To feed it, yes. There are also, what's fun too? There's also in-person courses too. I took this one with Mr. Lamar and Ronnie Tyler, and it's TSP, Traffic Sales and Profit. My mom took me. I love it so much. It is a course they teach you absolutely.
What's your mama name?
I said Mary or Celeste. Celeste.
I'm just saying, she's taking you to all the things that these people in my companies are going to. Like, you need to go get your mama lunch, and I'm pretty sure you can afford it. Go take your mama out to lunch. Go, parent. Okay, let's go.
Hey, or she can cook her one.
Yeah, or you can cook her one.
I'm sure she already does that, though.
And then you have, hey, we just in your pub. We in your world.
Yeah.
So go. I'm sorry. You just was giving out so many nuggets.
Oh, no, you're fine. But those are the main things I would say for young people and the young people that would like to start businesses. Those are just the little nuggets I would give.
And please follow her on Instagram. They'll drop it in the comments and she'll come back. But I'm sorry, you all. But I wanted to ask another question, What will it take? This is for Jasmine. What will it take to create economic and social infrastructure in the inner cities? What do you think it'll take? And anybody can answer it. I just don't. What do you think? Some good ideas? I'm willing. I'm open.
So one thing I would say, is it's gonna take people that are in these political positions not to let in people who are looking to gentrify our inner cities. make money off the backs of our people, or take away the spaces that our people view as safe, such as, you know, centers for children. Let us have our centers for children where we can teach about financial literacy. Let us have our own YMCAs that you're not making money off of. Don't allow them to make the money off of our struggle. We have to have people in positions that don't allow people to do that. And that's the biggest thing. If you look at all the inner cities around the world, what you see happening, look at Atlanta, look at the Beltline, what they're doing. They're coming in, they're buying all the foreclosed homes, they're putting people out. Why? Because these are opportunity zones and they're able to make money from those specific areas. So they come in and they take over their area and then they revitalize it and make it to where you can't even afford to inhabit that place anymore. We have to get people in positions that don't allow that to happen. It goes back to what Dr. Mattison was saying about home ownership and people not believing that they can be homeowners. The reason why we can't be homeowners, because there's a thing called redlining. And where you want to purchase a home at so your kid can go to the good schools, you can't, because you can't afford to live there. They put that in place to keep us where they wanted us, within a red line. We have to get people in positions that don't allow things like that to happen. In addition to that, I will also say, and this is going to sound very, very cliche, but I watched this video on Instagram this morning by the R&B singer Tank. We're going to have to get back to love. I know a lot of people probably not going to realize how much sense that makes. But if you think about it, as long as we're perpetuating violence, as long as we're perpetuating broken homes, as long as we're perpetuating fast money, nobody outside of us is against what we're doing. Why? Because it keeps us unrehabilitated. It keeps us going through the same cycle. But the moment you start putting dads back in homes with families, the moment you start putting financial literacy back in the community, well, wait, why would we want you guys to believe that about yourself? Because if you believe that about yourself, you probably believe that you could be a homeowner. You probably believe that you could be a millionaire, and they don't want that. So when we start putting those type of ideals back into our community, that's what's going to change the state of our economy as a people. And homeownership, entrepreneurship, just the same. Tell those dope dealers, hey, you out here running a dope game. Take that same mindset and put it behind a business that can create some transgenerational wealth. You got the mindset, you're just applying it wrong. When we start doing that and redirecting our energy to things that benefit us, we'll be okay.
No, you said such a mouthful there. And I said something on my page a couple of days ago. I was like, you know, when you said love, no, love does conquer all. That's true. That's absolutely true. And love also constraineth all. Now, look, I ain't no spooky, like I ain't gonna creep, but I do believe in God. And that is true. You understand what I'm saying? You said get love back. And you said something so deep, because I said broken families make broken communities. If we heal ourselves individually, we can do a lot of things collectively. And that goes to my next topic. Miss C. Monroe said it's being called invested.
Exactly. That's exactly.
And who would benefit, you know, because I'm from Atlanta. Like my parents, they were entrepreneurs in Atlanta. My grandparents, my uncles, my aunts, all I knew was entrepreneurship. Really, people think I saw 9 to 5 growing up. I saw entrepreneurship, if it wasn't from my church, if it wasn't from my friends' parents. And so I know what Atlanta was built off. And just to see, you know, people coming in and taking what I feel like my grandparents built. You understand? My grandparents, my ancestors built. You know, it is, they're benefiting the wrong, you know, person is benefiting off it. But, you know, I see Miss Dr. Madison has something he wants to add to this question, and you can go. You have it.
You're on mute,
Dr. Madison.
Yes. Talk to me. You know,
it seemed like you wanted to say something adding to what she said.
You know, the redlining was spot on. You know, Listen, sometimes you got to see the play,
Mm,
and then you got to run it too.
exactly.
Oh man, I felt the Holy Ghost right there. Um, you got to see the play and run it too. I saw the gentrification play being ran in a city that I lived in, and I realized that I was behind the eight ball. I couldn't play. To get in was too much.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up in Atlanta, I've always driven nice cars since I was a teenager. Tiffany, you know that. Your father was a businessman, and we used to go to the auction with him in Atlanta, and drive real fancy cars. And my mom had a few of those. So I grew up liking cars. But guess what, Jasmine and Shy? I later found out that vehicles are liabilities.
Absolutely. They depreciate over time, bring you no money.
And then I realized when the creditors would look at my credit score, and they would look at my credit history, and $600 or $500 or $400, wherever you fall in that spectrum, was monthly coming out for the next 42 months, 56 months. They didn't want to really extend you no more credit. So I got smart, and I start just buying my cars cash, which would mean that I wouldn't spend no more than $5,000, $10,000, and I would just save money monthly, just so I would not have a car note. And here's what I did. I saw that in this one city, that the vehicles that I would normally buy cost the same amount as a house. Now let that sink in.
Yeah. So yeah, that is.
Let that sink in. The house costs the same as the vehicle. I said, well, I'm gonna spend $30,000 for a car when the house costs 24, when the house costs 20, when the house costs 15.
Right.
So you got to see the play and run it too, right? You just may have to find out where to run the play. So when you talk about systems and infrastructure, right? Those who are capable and able, I think we have to start learning how to invest in real estate, because where else will your money grow at the rate that it does in real estate? And then it's real estate. That is to say that even if the market dropped, worst case scenario, at least I got a roof over my head,
Right.
and you can provide a place for people to live. So, I look at that as a necessity of life. And so I just think that is one way. So affordable housing is really important, because what happens in gentrification is that people end up not being able to afford housing. And now watch this. Now, your success is because you serve. You're serving now your community. You're serving those who may not be able to afford the rise in housing, because people that don't look like us start buying up all of our safe spaces. Yesterday I traveled all up, what is it, How Mill Road, or Donald Howell, whatever that man name is. It used I
Donald
knew,
Lee Hollowell.
listen, I knew it as
And
Bankhead.
Bankhead. Yep.
I drove all up and down Bankhead yesterday for about 2 hours. I drove up to Perry Homes, Herman Homes, and all the homes. Y'all know that line, don't you?
Yep.
That's that Goody Mob. I drove up on all the homes, Perry Homes in particular, and Perry Homes is no longer there. And the houses that used to sit on Perry Homes cost $500,000. Now you tell me which one of those families that lived in Perry Homes gonna be able to afford to go live in Perry Homes?
No, nobody.
Okay.
And so nobody, and that's where they said the current housing market is becoming obtainable, and that absolutely is. But before we go into any deeper, because somebody on this platform, I have products. When we have products, we love to promote those products. And look, I'm gonna have to kick these adults off for just one cool second, and I'm gonna have a conversation, because I want her to show her product. I'm proud of the product, and it's a juice. And we gonna kill this conversation. And so I'm gonna bring y'all back, because I want to see right quick, because this is a young person. She has a product out there, and I want her to get a representation. She's already represented. I don't have. I'm just the little people. But look, but we're gonna bring y'all. Y'all have a break. Take a break because I see that this conversation is getting. We're gonna be right back, Dr. Java. Okay. And Miss Jasmine, we're gonna come back in 1 second. Let me let y'all get a water break and take a break because I'm having more from you guys in 1 minute. Hey, Shy.
Hi.
Look, because I was like, let me, I think you're getting questioned, but you have a lot of good comments to add to this because I know you're a very mature 17-year-old. So this is not, you could probably tell us some things now, but where is that? Where's the lemonade? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where's your lemonade?
I'm in my office right now. Right now, next to me, surprisingly, I have my New York Berrylicious. Right?
Yes.
And it's a strawberry ginger lemonade. This is my Cali Living, which is the original flavor. And as you know, production is going on tomorrow. So the rest of the flavors are there, but it is a Georgia peach ginger lemonade, which is fans' favorite. And there's also a new flavor coming. It is.
I know she said she was sending me some. Shy, come close. She said she was sending me, and I'm glad to say how I love to drink it because I know it's good. Anything your mom, she's the first person that I knew that could cook. I do ice cream, vegan ice cream.
Oh, I
remember that. I told your mom then. I was like, nobody knows how to do this.
I remember that ice cream.
You remember? Right. So tell us how you became a CEO and all of those things.
Becoming a CEO, I touched on the story a little earlier, but that's when I didn't feel loved. And, you know, that's when I found my love and passion for healthy eating and thinking. And when I saw my parents supporting me after that, and well, I was little, I was about 6, so I couldn't use the stove or anything when it came to cooking. But I guess it's the story I can tell where I would come up with these small little recipes when I was exactly 1 digit. I was 1 digit, and I would make these little recipes, and I would give it to my mom, and I would say, "Here, taste this," and she'd be like, "Oh, it's good," but she'd never tried anything I made. One day, my uncle came, and he tasted something I made, and he was like, "This is really good." I was like, So from there, I just found a love and passion for cooking. After I found my love and passion for cooking, I said I wanted to turn it into a business. From there, it's just been wonderful. We did an 8-episode video series, which was lovely. We would do different workshops. So at the workshops, I would cook. At every workshop, I would cook, and I would teach them about entrepreneurship on their way out.
Okay.
From there, I would do schools, events.
So that's my question. That is my question right there. How do you balance out being that? And they asked that in the comment. How do you balance being a teenager
and a CEO? I would say it has definitely been like a schedule that I had to make. Even if it wasn't exactly writing it every single time, I was making a schedule in my head. Because when the drinks came along, when my drink line came along, balancing personal life and business was very interesting, especially because at the time we were making it by hand. I would come back from school, take a good 12-second nap, and then I would go straight into making ginger lemonades. So balancing both of those things, at first it was difficult, but as I started to organize myself, that was a big thing, organizing myself, it started to get much better. So it actually felt like a personal life and a business life were separate. That's what I loved most. Basically, making a schedule and making sure you're organized.
Well, that's awesome. And I'm about to bring these adults because I think they can help answer this question too.
Perfect.
And I want to bring them back on because you said a difference that you felt different. You know what I'm saying? And how, like, sometimes how do you feel as a 17-year-old, like looking at the whole 17 with you out of the picture? You out of the picture. You're totally not normal. Okay. Look, you're totally not just all the things that are happening around you with all that's going on. How do you focus? Like, just because I'm telling you, adults having a hard time staying in the lane of different. So, how, as a 17-year-old, because you're looking at this whole world, adults ain't adulting. You understand? There's not a lot of role models.
Yes.
How do you stay focused on? Because it's almost amazing at this point at 17 in 2022, because it's hard at 39. Staying in my different role, and I'm just being honest. So what's making you stay focused and grounded?
Making me stay focused in terms of role models, of course, I have my mom and different mentors, but being your own role model is also great. But I would definitely say to find someone that you can talk to about those things. I say God, of course, because I'm a believer in God. But God has definitely been a role model, because you are right. It has been more difficult, especially as we start going through this generation, to find good role models, because the role models are not role modeling. So it has been difficult, but being able to, if you are religious, go to God about those things, or you can be able to go out of your comfort zone and find someone you can trust and talk to when it comes to a role model. That's what mostly kept me grounded. If that answers your question, that's what kept me grounded. Just being able to go out of my comfort zone and find someone that I can trust, even though I do have God.
And so, thank you for that, Shy. And we have a few more questions because we don't want to keep you all night, but we want everybody to represent themselves. And Jasmine, you're at the end, so you can make sure everybody comes out to your expo. But to wrap that up, but for a couple more questions, a few more questions I have. Why is financial education important to the underserved communities? Jasmine or Dr. Java, whichever one. Jasmine, ready? Jasmine, come on.
I'll let Dr. Java pick this one up, and I'll come behind him.
Well, I'm gonna try to give you an alley oop. At the end of the day, freedom is about being able to make choices and choose what it is you want to do, where it is you want to be, how long you want to be there. And the reality is that's not the reality of most African Americans. We have to be at a job 10, 12 hours. We pride ourselves on being there that long. I was at a Walmart this past week, and the lady was complaining, and I said, why are you complaining about Walmart? And she said, it's just disorganized. And I said, well, what could make it better? She said, well, first, they could pay us more. I said, well, how much do you get paid? And she said, $12. And I said, oh, okay. She said, my daughter gets paid $15 at Chick-fil-A. Walmart needs to raise their prices. I said, how long is your shift? She said, 12 hours. So she's working for 12 hours, and it just sounds oppressive. Because you have to work long in order to get ahead. So I think it's real important. Financial education is real important because you may be, and I'll leave this, and I'll toss it to Jasmine. Where you are, you don't have to be. And we have to begin to learn and see where we may be working is a springboard for our next. But it takes discipline. Budgeting, I just throw a big word out there. Budget. You can't eat everything that you're making. And I think that's a big, how do you handle your finances systematically where you can get ahead with discipline? And so I think it's very important. But let's see how Jasmine wants to tackle this, because it's so much. We can be here
all day, all week, actually.
Yeah. It's just so many things,
It is. Financial education is important to underserved communities. Number one, because I hate to go back to cliche sayings but I'm pretty sure you've heard it. If you've read the Bible, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. We don't know that we can be more than what we are right now. Nobody wants to. I couldn't imagine just living my life just to pay bills and die. That's so. If you think about how oppressive just that thought alone is, to just work to pay bills and die. Financial education is important because it's freedom, just like Dr. Mattison is saying. And in order for our people to understand how to get that freedom, we have to free our minds. And the way you free your mind is through education and through knowledge and through resources. So that's why it's important for underserved communities to have financial education. It's just like when I was a child, I was always told, if you can read, you can go anywhere. There was something my daddy always taught me. And even though he was speaking about maps and road signs and street signs and all of this other stuff, it stuck with me because he basically said that reading is knowledge. And if you can read, you can go anywhere, not just down the street, up the road, the Bankhead, down to downtown Atlanta or across to East Atlanta zone. It didn't matter. As long as I could read, if I had the mind and the knowledge, I could go anywhere. And that was figuratively speaking. And it's the same way for our people. If we learn what we don't know and learn how to, like Dr. Madison said, learn how to play, learn to play, and then run the play yourself. If we do that, then we could free our own selves instead of waiting for people who have oppressed us for years to come and save us, because they're not coming. They're not coming to save us, because saving us would mean they would forfeit their own infrastructure and their own financial freedom and their own security. They're not coming to save us. We're going to have to save ourselves. And the way we do that is educating ourselves about financial literacy and using that education to run the same plays that they've been running on us. It's that simple.
And do you all believe it's coming? Is there power in the black dollar?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And of course,
I'm gonna
there's power.
I'm gonna give you
there's power from the Juneteenth picture of the ice cream.
And that's exactly what I was going to tell you.
Like, how do y'all
our dollar matters just for that simple fact. They would not give us a holiday until last year because it was the 100th year. Oh, let's make it a federal holiday. They only made it a federal holiday because they use it to capitalize off of it. Do you know that we got the federal holiday June 19th of last year? September 2021, go look it up. There's a trademark out for the word Juneteenth, and guess who it belongs to? A white company. They're using our own oppression to make more money for them. Why? Because they know our black dollar has power. The first thing that a black person would think when they saw Juneteenth on a great value ice cream is, oh, they made this for us. Let me go buy it. What does that do? It puts money in their pockets. Same thing for Bath and Body Works. We had the holiday last year. What did they do? They came out with a Juneteenth edition of the 3-wick candles. Everybody loved to buy 2, get 2. What did they do? They went and bought them. Who got the money? They're using our oppression. And, oh, well, we'll give you this little holiday, but we're not going to give you reparations because that's going to get you too far above us. We'll give you this one day out of the office. We'll give you this Juneteenth ice cream. We'll give you this little holiday, and we're going to go and make money off of it and continue to oppress you. So that's why how you know our money has power, because if it didn't, why would you go and trademark a holiday that ain't got nothing to do with you? Why would you go and put Juneteenth on some great value ice cream? Number one, because you know black people buy great value. And number two, you know we unhealthy. And we gonna go buy some ice cream. It's hot. It's summertime. Let me slap this Juneteenth and this flag on this ice cream because I know they're gonna buy it. because we have $1 trillion spending power, and they want that money in their own pockets. That's how you know that our money has power, and why I started this Black Wall Street, Black business movement in the first place. Because if I can create that ice cream, and I am the manufacturer of it, and I can use the money that people are paying me for that ice cream to pump it back into these businesses, they would not be able to control us. It's simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learn to play and run to play, like Dr. Madison said. I digress.
So definitely, Shy, I know. Well, pull up your juice again. That's why she said go buy the lemonade.
Oh,
because go buy the lemonade.
Exactly. Go buy her juice. We like to. It's Juneteenth is coming. We like to barbecue. We like to get together. Go buy this child's lemonade. It's sold at Slutty Vegan. You going to go eat at Slutty Vegan? Buy the lemonade. It's that simple. There are so many things that we can do.
Get the lemonade.
Yeah, it's don't get a Sprite. Get her lemonade. Like, it's that simple. There's things that we can do every day to change the narrative of how Black people are seen when it comes to financial literacy and financial education. It's literally right at your fingertips.
I most definitely agree with Miss Jasmine. Like, our money does have power. I definitely do believe that, because I found out too that 85% of our customers are African American women. So just being able to support each other is just a wonderful thing. And it's not like every Black business is expensive and everything. You can do little things and build by that moment to be able to support just the Black community. It doesn't have to be much, but just being able to grow from there is absolutely lovely. That's what I would mostly want to encourage.
You
be supported.
You said a lot of key. All of y'all said some explosive things. Every single. But the fact that she's 17 and she know that Black women, are the highest people that are buying things at a rate, and Black women are probably, their incomes are going up in rate. That's why that's a whole nother conversation, how we got to change the conversation and close it in the gap. We can't require a Black man to do all these things when we're making, he still has to be a man, but it's a partnership. When you say love, if you love somebody, you help them, that type of thing. A lot of times, that's why our economic gaps are not closing, because something is not correct in the community. If my grandfather and my grandmother, who made less than me, they had more than me when they died, and they kept having more. So somewhere they had to work together, right? So all of this is, you guys are rapping, but I love that you know that analytic young, because women, that's why I love to collaborate with women who know that we are the commodity out here. Just like a Black man is a commodity, you have to know you love to collaborate with those of us that look like us, that know that we are the commodity. But if we're crawling each other and pulling each other out the way and don't know that we're all a commodity together, and if we're a commodity in one singular, guess what we can do collectively? So with that too, what she said, what is the goal of the Black Business Expo? What's the goal, Jasmine?
So basically, like you just said, collaboration, bringing everybody together and creating that community that we need in order to get the money back into our community. It's one thing for this young lady to be selling her juices, but you got people out here who may not know that she's selling it. And for us to put her as a vendor at this event and say, hey, this young lady has a Black-owned juice that she's selling. People are available right there to buy it. They purchase her product, and you never know. They may continue to, you may even run into somebody who wants to say, hey, I have a store. Let me put your product in my store so that you can sell it. It's to create a network of businesses, of Black businesses, so that we can bring the money back into our community. Because if we don't know that each other exists, how can we support one another? If I don't know, Tiffany, that you run a PR firm and I'm in need of a publicist, How do I know that I can come to you and say, hey, I need I have a position in my firm that needs filling. I heard that you have these qualifications. Can you help me? And then the thing about it is we have to trust each other enough to know to trust them to provide the service. To say, well, I don't know if I want to let her do it because she's Black. No, I want to give her an opportunity just because she's Black. Why? Because we don't get those type of opportunities. We don't get those type of opportunities. Just because I'm a Black CPA firm does not mean I'm going to give you less value than this white CPA firm. Because I can go ahead and tell you right now, the value you getting over here, you're going to pay twice the amount for it over there, and it ain't going to be like I give it to you.
Hey, so listen, and listen, and not only are they going to not get the same value, you know, and they get more from you, but that don't also mean that they necessarily going to pay less either.
Exactly.
Talk about that.
Exactly.
Right.
And the thing about it is, you have to be able to respect people's policies in their business. If my price is $500, don't come over here and ask, well, I was expecting you to do it for free, because when you go down there to the white people company, you don't go in there and telling them you was expecting it to be free over there. Just because I look like you don't mean that my work or my prices are discounted. We have to start valuing the businesses of our other brothers and sisters. We may not be Fortune 500 companies, but we're trying. We have to give each other the benefit of the doubt that, hey, I know you don't have it all together. Number one, because you don't have the resources. Why? Because they ain't letting you go down there to the bank to get a bank loan to put into your business to run it so it look like theirs. So I know you don't have it like they have it, but I'm gonna rock with you with what you got, and I'm gonna help you along the way. We have to get into that type of mindset to where we don't give up so easily on our own people. Because of what the business look like or what the business isn't doing. You know, here in Atlanta, it's very full of illusion. What it looked like is popping. What people, you know, look like in that business. Well, I don't see you out here with celebrities, so your business must not be popping. Oh, well, you got celebrities coming to this event, so your business must be popping. No, you should be coming because you want to support the cause. You want to support your people. That is where we have to get back into the right mentality when it comes to support. Don't support people because of what you think it look like. Oh, and you want to take pictures and let people see that you've been seen with these people. Be seen with your people because them your people, period.
And you know what? Let me add to that part, Jasmine. Not just being seen. It's time out for being seen. It's time out to be moving, to make change. I'm tired of platforms of not making change in order, you know, these bigger platforms where we could be talking about real conversation. If a slap made you mad, I needed what happened last Saturday morning made you mad. I need you to get frustrated that every time you go out here that some child is missing, or 70,000 women, Black women that look like us, children, women are missing. I need you to get that frustrated until our priorities are prioritized of things that really matter. We're going to keep getting entertainment. Don't let anything consume your thinking or consume your mind. And that's the problem. We're too much into entertainment instead of building. Only a firm foundation stands. You understand? So with that firm foundation, I'm glad that we had this conversation. And before everybody leaves off, I'm gonna start one by one asking you a closing question so that you could and I'm gonna start with Shy. What motivation can you give not only to first, because you are a teenager, but to people in general? Because I feel like children, I get a lot of inspiration off of children, and people are like, where do you get your inspiration off? I'm like, children. And they think I'm like, no, they're so honest. Like, I ask them all the time, what do you think?
Yeah.
And they'll look and they'll be like, I like it. I'm like, okay. And I go with these things. So what do you have to say for, you know, up and coming kidpreneurs, teenpreneurs, whatever? What do you have to say? And please tell us what stores, because your juice is in Whole Foods, right?
Not yet.
Oh, well, I spoke it into, it's going to be there one day. I must have saw that. I just thought, I don't know why I thought that. Like, I just thought that. Seven unders? Is it in 7 unders?
Not yet.
Oh, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Let me
I
throw
got
another
what's
one out
going
there.
on. Okay. I think I
Is it
saw
in
it. It's
public?
like I saw it there. When
Nice.
you showed me the
Not yet.
bottle, I thought I
I'm
saw
just
it
gonna put
there.
it out there.
So
That's
let's go and put it
almost
out there.
almost.
It looked like it looked. I thought I saw it there, Shy. I just thought I saw it there. I was like, what?
I mean,
Just lift your hands up right now in the name of Jesus. Just lift your hands up and call it so.
That
Call
is
it so.
there.
Call it so.
Like
yes.
it's there.
Thank you. Yes.
So what? I mean, I promise you, when you lifted it up, I thought I was like, I thought it was like Whole Foods.
I mean, who knows? The next time you go to Whole Foods, you may or may not. See, who knows
That
how the
makes
Lord
me
may work.
excited. And I'm drinking it. I already go to Whole Foods, so
Listen,
yeah,
I
give
just
me
know y'all
another
making
reason
me
to go.
thirsty, and I know how fast you can, ship me some that's pre-chilled. Like I'm thirsty.
Me too.
So, what do you have? What advice do you have for us?
Advice I would have, I used to say this a lot too when I was doing different schools and events. Do not wait till you get older to start with entrepreneurship or start doing something that you would like to do. I would say start doing something now.
Mm-hmm.
You are not too young to start a business, please. I want my young people to know, especially young Black people, to know that you are not too young to be doing this. I know a lot of adults, like you said earlier, that aren't adulting love to say that, love to say you're too young or wait till you get older. I don't like hearing that at all. Start doing something now, whether it's a small thing you're interested in, like what, video games or cooking or something, or just like anything like that. Those things can be turned into a business, but you don't know it yet. So that's the little bit of advice that I would give to my young people.
Yes, I love that. And you don't know it yet. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, but you sounded like your mom when you said you don't know it yet. Like that was her. That was her first. I'm sorry. You sounded. I was like, y'all could have been twins. You don't know it yet. Yes, that
We get
you
that a
don't.
lot.
Yes, Java. What do you have to say? What advice do you give? You in pastoral leadership, you in philanthropy, you in real estate, you developing generational wealth. All of us are on this platform, generational wealth. And what do you give for the Black, African American man that's saying he's doing too much because you're doing a lot of things? What advice, or just people, or young men?
I definitely have to just lean to the word of God on this one. you know and the word says, lean not to your own understanding, but acknowledge him in all of your ways and he will direct your path. I have to confess that, I've had great examples in life, but sometimes you don't take advantage of the examples that are set before you. Sometimes life happens, but look at it as a lesson. You have to look for the lesson in life, and learn from it. And so the Lord has directed my steps because I asked for wisdom. When you seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, the Bible says that all of these things shall be added unto you. And I just began to ask God, the way you are blessing in my ministry, bless in my life, bless my family. And I began to pray those prayers. And this is what I found. I found that my secret to success was in service. When I identified the problems that I saw the people in my influence and sphere of influence, and I saw the problems that they face, and I sought to solve their problem through service, that's when I found a level of success in my personal life. And so it's about service. It's about helping people. It's about giving back, reaching back, lifting up. When you are a channel for God and the blessings flow, just like a river, the grass is always green on the riverbank.
All right. Well, thank you. And as Miss Jasmine Young, who's the founder of this big business expo, the new Black Wall Street, coming the second annual, we congratulate you for doing something phenomenal. I know it's not easy and it is hard to start something new. And if anything that I know that I could do along the way to just add, I know it ain't going to be perfect, but if we all do something together, we can make this thing work. So as far as the founder, and also a CPA, and tell us about your financial literacy course. I know you have a couple of things as we ending out, and tell us how we can follow this great event that you're putting on.
Absolutely. So if you want to be a part of the Black Wall Street Black Business Expo, or just get involved with the Financial Literacy Institute, which is my nonprofit that provides educational programs and events and resources, you can follow us on Instagram at TFLI_Inc. You can also follow my personal page, which is Your Family CPA, or go to the website, which is tfliinc.org. And just get information on not just our events, but also our educational courses that are out there, from budgeting to credit to taxes to life insurance, health insurance, retirement planning, estate planning, entrepreneurship. We have courses on all of those facets of financial literacy that you can actually enroll in, pay a monthly tuition, and get access to these courses. All of these courses were built by me. I put them together, I recorded them, and I put them out on the Financial Literacy Institute's website for people to be able to access them and take the courses and interact with other students that are enrolled, so that we can build a community of people that are trying to become financially literate. So you can go to those sites and Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Follow us there, and just be a part of the movement. If you're in Atlanta, we'd love for you to come out to the event on June 4th. Shout out to my line sisters, the spring 2022 line of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. They actually donated some free general admission tickets for people to come to the event. So if you want to be a part of the event, and cost is a factor, we do have some free general admission tickets. You can use the promo code FREE to get a free ticket and come out and just support these Black-owned businesses. It's going to be 50 businesses there. Come out and listen to Dr. Umar, myself, Crystal Kimbrough, Terica Wright, Mayor Evelyn Wynn Dixon, President Kevin James from Morris Brown, entrepreneur Cameron Dangerfield. Come out and listen to the discussion that we're going to have about financial literacy. And also Friends of the Movement Global will be making a special reveal of our plan to actually rebuild Black Wall Street, and every person that's in attendance will be able to be a part of this. So come out and learn and network and enjoy.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I so enjoyed this conversation. It was so balanced. It was so much insight. I'm so grateful to some of you knew, some of you I know, some of you I didn't, but each one of you have definitely been a part of this conversation. We've talked about finance. We talked about economics. We talked about entrepreneurship, teenpreneurship, kidpreneurship. We talked about making change. And I'm grateful because each one of us are young. And she's about to be a young adult, which we still in there. Young adult classified. But I know that we are the leaders of tomorrow, and we're creating change one at a time. So thank you. Salute to each one of your platforms. I'm looking forward to see you in Whole Foods. I'm looking forward to seeing Jasmine running for president, Senator, what's something. Job, he'll be right there. He's the next Jesse James. y'all get there together. And I don't know who I'm being. I call myself Harriet Tubman because I'm ready to just go. Look, I'm ready to just go and leave. But each one of us have a spirit that came from somewhere. And I'm grateful that you came and blessed this platform. Is there anything else you could say? Bye. Thank you so much for blessing my platform. And everybody, please follow these people on all platforms. And you have something to say, Chef Sha?
Oh, yes. Because I meant to say this before. My social media, of course, is Sharla Chef, SHILACHEF, which is also my website, sharlachef.com. The drinks you can find, of course, online, but they are also at Cinnaholic and that burger spot in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward. I'm looking forward to giving me some lemonade. And also, we're going to talk about some stuff. And do you have anybody else have anything to say?
I would just like to say, Sharla Chef, I would love to offer you an opportunity to come to the Black Wall Street Business Expo with your juices and just get them in front of people so that your business can grow. That is one thing that I can do to give back to you and your passion of entrepreneurship. So you'll definitely be getting an inbox from my team to connect so that we can get you to the event.
Look,
Yeah.
thank you, Jasmine. That is so
you.
sweet. Thank you. See, connection. We're gonna network this thing out. Just make sure I get something to drink while I'm there, Shy. That's all. I just want one lemonade.
Of course.
I'll pay for it. But anyways, thank you so much, and thank you for opening it up, Queen. Thank you for Jasmine for that. And Dr. Java, it's always a blessing, and it's always a privilege just to use your platform to showcase us. We go through enough oppression, but we can't have real conversations and real talks in an educational way. Because what you say, Jasmine, your daddy was right. Mine said the same thing. Knowledge gonna bring you power. If you read your way through, you'll get to the next level because you'll see it, right? And you can read it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining Tiffany Talks.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. This has been another Tiffany Talks. This is May 23rd. I am so grateful that you came to join this real conversations. And you know you're absolutely a part of the conversation. And tonight, we had Jasmine Young as a part of the conversation, Dr. Java Mattison, and we had the sweet Mrs. Sharla LaChef. And we are so excited. You heard her. You see her at Black Wall Street. This is where connections are happening. You could be a part of the connection too. But don't miss Black Wall Street in Atlanta, Georgia. And you know that's my hometown. But also be back here on Wednesday as I have an exclusive interview that will air with Dr. Umar Johnson. I can't wait to see you there. June 4th, Black Wall Street. You'll catch me there. So remember, back here Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And set those reminders, subscribe, like, share this video. And this is from my partners. My name is Tiffany S. Carter. I'm the host of Tiffany Talks. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm sitting here in Kissimmee, Florida with Westgate Resort because guess what? I'm their partner. I am so grateful that I partner up with Westgate, where the gift that keeps on giving. You know where to get the free stuff. You know where to get the vacations. Share your time with Westgate, where we love to go on vacations. I don't work for cars, homes, or any of those things. I work for vacations. Come and join Tiffany Talks. But here at Westgate Resorts, we welcome you where all the fun is happening, and you're invited. Let's vacation together. Click the link below. We'll see you back. Thank you. And that was from our partners from Westgate. If you want to win a trip, say pick me, DM me, and I will make sure that you try. We'll put you in the raffle and you can win a free trip on Tiffany Talks provided from Westgate. And one of our partners, Cleaning Advantage, is a sponsor, and CK Management. We'll see you back on Wednesday. Thank you and have a great night.